The animated movie Rango, while not perfect, is not a masterpiece, but this is still a very entertaining film, even more than a decade later. This movie is very creative and it actually is fun for the entire family. So the story of this film, a chameleon, Rango, he accidentally ends in a town called Dirt that's in desperate need of not only a new sheriff, but water as well. And from there, we got one of the most interesting movies that I've watched. And for so many years, I had avoided this movie, but I finally gave it a chance. And I have to say, this movie is quite enjoyable. I will say I love the voice cast in this film. Johnny Depp, Isha Fisher, Alfred Molina, Bill Nye, Timothy Opafet, and a couple of others. They all did a great job with this. The animation looks beautiful. And what I found interesting about this movie, it won an Academy Award for Best Animated Film. That's pretty impressive considering this is not a Disney or a Pixar film. And not just that, but this movie does a whole lot to make you care about Rango. The fact he comes up with these lies in order to get the other characters to trust him and to make himself look more tougher, it actually is some good character development. Nonetheless though, at the end of the day, while this is not a classic animated film, it is still enjoyable even more than a decade later. Some of the characterization of these characters, they actually did a good job in this film. Like Rango, sure, he's intelligent. In the beginning of the movie, he doesn't have any friends. But when he comes across this town called Dirt, then, well, basically it makes him a far more confident person. And speaking of confidence, she was an excellent character. I like how she rose up in certain parts of the movie. It gave her a bit of mystery. And then there's the antagonist of this film. I mean, Taurus John, I think he was a very compelling villain. Sure, I didn't really think he was the antagonist at first because I thought it was going to be Bad Bill, which is funny because both these antagonists, they play well off each other, even though Bad Bill wasn't in the movie a whole lot per se. But one of the issues I had with the antagonist was Rattlesnake Jake. He doesn't even show up in the movie past the hour mark. Like, if you're going to establish one of these guys as the main villain, then, it would have been cool. I get there's several antagonists in this film, but would have been better if all three of those characters showed up, like in the second act, and really assert their dominance. One of the most interesting scenes, though, is when Rango is talking to the spirit of the West. And, he gives him advice saying, no man's journey is complete just yet. And it motivates Rango to go back to face off with the villains of this film. And it makes him more of a confident person because beforehand, he wasn't as confident. He lied to the people of this town in order to gain their trust. And I have to say that the character development, while it's not great, it's still pretty enjoyable. I'm giving this movie a 7 out of 10. You know what's interesting? This is a Nickelodeon movie in a lot of ways, but it feels so much mature with the music, the emotions, the tones. This feels like a movie not only kids will love, but adults will appreciate everything that goes on in it. And I will say, if you somehow never seen this film, check it out because you will not be disappointed with this one. And that's my review of the movie Rango. Okay, leave your comments down below in the section and let me know what you think about this film. Alright, this is Slim Guy 172 saying, peace out.